Hello, my name is Aaron Lepowitz. Welcome to Torah Scribe. This is video number 14. In video number 6, we spoke about tzuris ha'osius, about the shapes of the osius, about the fact that a kid that's not too smart and not too silly, should be able to recognize them. We also spoke in that video about hakutza shel yud, about the thorn of the yud, and we also spoke about kav moshach b'shodeh. In this video, we're going to continue talking about different aspects of ketiva tama. One of them is going to be about the vav. What's the halacha if the vav is very long? Is that possible because that would be an ending? The answer is like this. If it's a broken vav that's too long could be a problem with an ending. That could actually be possible. But if the vav is not broken, if it's straight, no matter how long it is, it's still a vav. Unless it's too wide, that could be an ending. But clearly, if it's narrow and straight, then it's a vav and it's kosher. Another question is about a ches. What happens if a ches is made up of two zayins, and those two zayins are thinly attached on top on both sides? So it depends. If all the other chesin in this ksav are written this way, which is typically the way many Ashkenazi ksavim are written, so that will be kosher, because someone who writes this kind of ksav will recognize that this is the way a ches is written in this ksav. And if there's a kid that doesn't recognize such a ches, so that kid has the din of a silly kid concerning this ches, because a kid that would be familiar with this ksav would know that this is a ches. Now, if the other chesin are flat, and this is the only ches, like the ches of V'chor, there was a meaning, or there were certain seifrim that had a meaning. The ches of V'chor, they made this kind of ches that's not flat, just two zayins attached on top. And the other chesin were flat chesin. So in that case, if the other chesin are flat, and this ches is just thinly attached on top on both sides, that would be possible, because in this ksav it just looks like two zayins. So the way to get around that is, if you have this meaning of making this kind of ches of V'chora different than the other chesin, what you should do is other chesin you make flat chesin, and the ches of V'chora you make it not flat chesin, but rather attached on top. But on the right side, make it thick the way the scribe do it. And that would be kosher even in this ksav. And you can't say it looks like two zayins, even though the other chesin are flat. Since this ches also, you can tell it's not just attached by crowns, because it's attached so thickly, so you can see that it's a ches. Another question would be about another halacha in ketiva tama is the halacha about kafes gevil. The Gemara in Menachos daf chavtes and with Aleph says like this. The Mishnah said, "Shtei parshas shev mezuzah ma'akev zu azu." The two parshas of the mezuzah are ma'akev one of the other. V'achilu tzav echad ma'akev. Even one letter missing is possible. Of course it's possible. The letter is missing, why shouldn't it be possible? So the answer is on Yudam Rav, and he says in Rav, this is going to tell us that not only if the letter is missing it's possible, even if half of the letter is missing, that's also possible. Like if the thorn of the Yud is missing. The Hanami Pshita, the more on that, but wait a minute, that's also simple. If there's a half a letter missing, of course it's possible, that's also simple. So the answer is, it's talking about the other Chiddush of Yudam Rav, Vam Yudam Rav, and he says in the name of Rav, Kol ois she'ein gvil mukafla ma'aber ruchasa psula. Any letter that the parchment doesn't surround the letter on four sides, there's no white parchment surrounded on four sides, it's possible. Meaning if two letters are touching each other, that would be possible. You have to make sure each ois should be separate, they shouldn't be touching a different ois. Now the question is like this. So now, according to that, if a sefer writes two oisius and he makes two oisius touch each other on purpose, whether it changes the way it reads or even if it doesn't change the way it reads, that's possible. You can't separate it, because to separate it wouldn't be ketiva tama, because he's separating it through scratching, not through writing. Ketiva tama has to be accomplished by writing, not by scratching. So that's absolutely possible. It's not fixable. And even if it doesn't change the way it reads, since when you make two letters touch, often it could change the way it reads. So there's a light look, that's not the way you write ketiva tama, that's possible. On the other hand, if when it touched it was a glitch, the sefer didn't mean to make it touch, it was a slip, it happened by mistake. So then in the case where it doesn't change the way it reads, then indeed it's kosher. But even then the minig is to separate it, and then it's certainly kosher. Now feel free to ask any questions on the halachas that we're learning. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.